Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Leonard Coldwell, or better known as Dr. C. Let me give you a very short update on Boston, or better, the Boston bombing. I am to 100% convinced that based on the evidence, based on the discrepancies, based on the way the government is reacting in this case, that there is much more behind the scenes that we know. I personally believe that this entire incident has been staged. I do not believe that it has anything to do with what the so-called officials want us to believe, because they are changing their story all the time. To know if somebody is lying or not, just look if he or she is changing the story. They are changing the story all the time. We have the Saudi national that they arrested first, and then they didn't arrest him, and then they put him in a hospital, and then they allegedly already flew him out of the country. That's a very strange thing. But what I think is really, really sad are the reactions of the cowards of Watertown. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that I have never been that disgusted as by the reaction of the people in Watertown. There is this kid, this unarmed kid, that is hunted down by hundreds of people in uniform with war weapons, and because of this unarmed kid, they are shutting down an entire city or parts of a city. They are calling indirectly martial law on 4 million people. And then, as I see it, they try to murder this kid after somebody else found it. Of course, they didn't find this kid that they were looking for. Somebody called it in so that they knew where it was. And then they tried to kill this kid by shooting as many bullets in this boat where he was hiding as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, why did they tell us there was kind of like an exchange of gunfire when we now know that this kid was not armed? Can you explain that to me? The only reason to me is they wanted to get rid of a witness that could talk or say something they don't want to have out there. Then this kid climbs out of this boat himself. And all of a sudden they say he shot himself with a gun in his mouth and he might not be able to talk ever again. Right. That's what you want, right? That he is unable to talk ever again. I think you might have achieved that by putting him now in a hospital that is in a criminal justice institution, in a jail or prison. And we can be sure he's going to be pumped up with drugs until he cannot think or function anymore. I'm absolutely sure about that. I'm absolutely sure when I heard about the bombing accident in Boston, or incident, not accident, incident in Boston, I was absolutely sure it was a false flag. Parts of the government were involved, parts of the military were involved, parts of FEMA were involved, and maybe other groups like Blackwater, etc., or subsidiaries of Blackwater or similar groups. At least that's what I believe. I strongly believe that. So why did this all happen? We all know Obama has to disarm Americans based on the small arms treaty with the UN. And of course they want to go after people that make their own ammunition, after Homeland Security or all these organizations that have some kind of a three-letter thing going on based off Washington, D.C., bought all the ammunition that was available. I mean, here in Charleston, South Carolina, you virtually don't get 9mm Smith & Wesson 40. It's all gone. 22 long rifle doesn't even exist anymore here. How come? Why did they buy all the ammunition that are hollow point ammunition as training ammunition for homeland security. By law, using these kind of ammunitions is illegal, to shoot people with these kind of ammunition for homeland security or the military. It's illegal. So why did they buy these? They are really, really expensive, and there is no reason to have expensive hollow point ammunition as training ammunition. Much too expensive and makes no sense. But I can tell you that there is basically virtually no ammunition out there right now. I'm talking to a lot of friends that tell me the same stories. So here are the cowards of Watertown, hiding in their houses, military law, martial law-like intrusions into their homes. Do you know that it is assault in all 50 states pointing a gun at somebody? They pointed guns at everybody. Illegally, unlawfully, they stormed these houses of these people, made these people with their hands high in the air go or run out of their own homes. These are so many criminal violations that I could do a video just on listing them all. Assault and kidnapping, false arrest, false detention or unlawful detention. Those are all the points or pointers that my lawyer threw at me looking at that. They've been treated like criminals, like terrorists themselves. There was home invasion, there were physical assaults, there were threatening, there were yelling, and then these cowards of Watertown applauded after the military or the uniformed people left, applauded for applying martial law, training for martial law with them, insulting them, taking their rights away, and then applauding them for catching a guy that they themselves identified and told these people where the guy was hiding. Then they tried to kill the guy and it didn't work. Then they had this unarmed kid that they brought out of this boat and did whatever to him. And that's what they applauded. They applauded their own violations. They applauded that they have been abused. Their rights have been taken away. The Constitution has been stepped on and spit on. And that's what the cowards of Watertown applauded on. You disgust me. All these people on that street there applauding disgust me. You lost your capability to think on your own and for yourself. You are such a federal government butt kisser that you cannot even think straight anymore. You're disgusting. And I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if we let them get away with it this time, where we have all the videos and all the proof it was a false flag and there was government involvement, if we let them get away with it this time, it's over. We have all the proof for treason. We have all the proof for all the felonies and crimes that have been committed that day. If we don't indict them, if we don't get them in courts, if they don't get convicted now, they won and we lost. But now we need to stand up, we need to wake up, and we need to wake up the people we believe in around us. We need to take charge and control. Our time has come. Their time has run out. There is a solution. Contact us at drleonardcoldwell.com, www.drleonardcoldwell.com, or even just write to Amy at drleonardcoldwell.com, and we know you want to work and stand with us for the American Republic, for freedom and liberty. That is what we are. We are the American nation, a proud American nation, and we are proud of our Constitution and our Bill of Rights, what we stood for and what we stand for, and what we're going to be. And we're going to be bigger, more glorious, and more free than ever before. That was for you, Dr. Leonard Coldwell, your Dr. C, and I hope I see you soon.